Hi, to the camera or?
Hi, I'm Harvey Guillen, and I play Guillermo de la Cruz.
I play Nadia of Antipaxos.
I play Colin Robinson.
Nando the Relentless.
I play the guy.
I played Laszlo Cravensworth. I won't be playing him again.
And this is my exit interview.
This is my exit interview.
Mandatory.
Exit interview, did you say? Please go ahead.
Perfect. Which castmate would get Employee of the Year?
Castmate, I think Kayvan. Kayvan was never late, always knew his lines, and did exactly what he was told.
Finally, this is what I've been waiting for.
Kayvan Novak would get Employee of the Year for being a hello person. Very nice in scenes. But it's a tie with Harvey, because he gave me chocolate once.
Oh.
That's all it takes.
What the heck? Easy with the steaks!
Stand back! She's trying to kill all of you.
I'd say Natasha, she didn't miss a beat. She was impeccable.
Natasha should get Employee of the Year for both her character and as a person, because she had to do so much heavy lifting in a very male-centric cast. And in the last season, she was pregnant.
Mark Brooks would get Employee of the Year because he was an energy vampire
Well, it's finally happening.
and he put in the most effort.
He said you, by the way.
He has a huge crush on me.
Maybe I'd be the worst because I'd break a lot. If I found something funny or I found someone said something funny, I would find it difficult to keep a straight face.
I think if it's Employee of the Year, Millennium Century would be Guillermo. They work his ass. He has to pay for room under a staircase.
And the best employee would be Guillermo because he's a massive kiss ass.
Guillermo would make the best employee just because he is such a follower.
None of them would make best employee in an office, possibly Colin Robinson.
We get it. Yay.
Worst would probably be Laszlo.
Probably Laszlo.
Nandor. No, I say Laszlo. He would just tell you to fuck off. And just be like, fuck off.
Laszlo, Matt Berry, because he'd just be wanking the whole time, and I don't know how conducive that is to a, positive work environment.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would kill you though, and then I'd kill myself.
But who would be called into HR the most?
Probably Laszlo and Nadia, I think, for probably gross indecency.
How would you describe the company culture?
The company culture, that's interesting.
Company culture of what we do in the shadows was come as you are. Laid back with rules, strict with structure, fun with humor.
Jocular, but with a lot of sleep deprivation.
It's hard to get into. It's like that person, there's a person that always says hello every day and you just take it for granted. And then there's a person that is cold and won't say hello. And then the day they decide to do it, everybody just melts. Even though the person who's been saying hello every day said it every day.
Toxic, really toxic, really scarring, actually. I'm in a lot of therapy.
You are not a vampire, and oh no.
Ta-da!
We all lived away from home while we did this show, so you have to make your own entertainment, and you've only got each other.
I would describe it as a big happy family, really. We worked together for 7 years in Toronto, and great crew. Just we developed a real shorthand together,
We became very close, I think. It's kind of cheesy to say that, and when other people say that kind of thing, I just turn off. So if you've turned off, I completely understand. We need some sexy paintings for the walls.
I was thinking we replace this picture of us with that lovely one where we were naked and we have cherries in our bums.
What was your favorite part about the job?
Without a doubt, the writing, it's just, what a funny show to be a part of.
It's an honor to do any of it. It was a lot of fun because he's dead. He's undead, so he can say and do whatever he likes. And in comedy, especially these days, that's impossible.
What the fuck have you got that boy doing?
I love playing Nando, dressing up, just going to work with very funny people.
My most delicious work memory, I guess one of the lunches we had. Were you referring to a dish or referring to most delicious memory? The time I drank blood, I vomited. And also in the show, When I drank blood for the first time, I also vomited. So I guess life imitates art and art imitates life.
There was an episode where I got to suck blood from an anchor woman's neck. Now, first of all, I got a little too into it and I can't tell where my fangs end. So I did almost puncture her skin. But I didn't. And there had to be a lot of blood in my mouth. And it was fake blood, but it tasted real. It was delicious.
How close are you to your character?
They will say I'm very close, but we all give each other a hard time. All the little rants that Colin goes on would be improvised. One of my favorite things was always saying like, carrots are on sale this week at Shop Mart, and they can't eat. And so, just stuff like that.
I feel like I'm very dissimilar than Guillermo is, just to myself, like personality-wise. When people come up to me, they're like, "Oh, you're Guillermo," like, "Yeah," and I'm like talkative, and they're like, "Ooh, you're a little bit outgoing," and it's like, "Oh, that's the character," and they're like, "Right, we like the character." They need you to tone it down and be more like the character that you're playing, and sometimes that's hurtful, because I want to be myself.
It could also be flattering because you've just done the character so well that people just are very
Yeah,
attached.
I think I should take it as a compliment when people can't tell the difference, which is good. That is acting.
There was a bit of nudity for me as Nandor because I'm, 700-year-old vampire and I'm dead. As Nandor, I'm a lot paler. So if my ass, for example, would be on camera, then some unlucky makeup assistants would have to paint my ass, to match the rest of my body. The ass painting element was kind of surreal slightly. Because I guess a lot of people don't experience that.
Yeah, I would say so.
I'm sure looking at the blokes in this fucking room, all of you have had your ass painted at some point. But that's between them and their therapist. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm being asked against my will to portray Nando the Relentless.
Guillermo de la Cruz.
My voice does not change.
How would you describe your relationship with your supervisor?
Are these cameras on? I have no complaints at all, but it's not good.
Well, he's shit at his job, but he needed a break, so I gave him one.
Sword needs polishing.
It does?
Hey! Plancha!
Don't you dare!
How do I describe what?
Your work-life balance.
Who says you can't do any of it? That's the old saying, right? You can't have family, you can't have work, you can't have a personal life, you can't have a partner because then your boss steals your partner and makes a copy of them and then it's tough.
You send ravens often and
yes.
it doesn't get reciprocated sometimes.
It almost never.
Shield us from the ravens.
My ravens are good messengers. And you don't have to pay them anything.
Have they told you that you were reincarnated as a child?
I have no idea what you're talking about, really. All I know is that every 100 years I get a bit of a stomach ache, and then I go to sleep, and a few months go by, and yeah.
You tried to hypnotize the city of Staten Island. Would you find that a success or a failure?
Never tried to hypnotize the city of Staten Island. Next question.
That time that Nadja tried to open like a vampire nightclub. Mm-hmm. How would you rate that? A success or?
100%. 100% success.
Do you think you are adequately equipped to?
Yes.
Do you feel valued and recognized within your company?
Never.
No, actually, I don't feel recognized whatsoever.
I don't think I get enough credit. Credit is due. If that's the question that you wanted to ask me, I deserve a lot of credit. More credit where credit is due.
Is there any feedback you would like to give?
Try listening to me a bit more. When I say house meeting, then I'm not just saying that for my own sake.
Yes.
Sit down.
How would you describe your fellow peers?
Useless, mainly.
Multiple pains in my ass. So some people like that. I don't.
3 words to describe. Fuck you all.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your satisfaction within the group these last 100 years?
I would give it a solid 4.5. And that's the most boring answer I can give.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your satisfaction with the company?
The scale being from 0 to 100. What's underneath 0?
-4.
How would you rate your satisfaction on a scale of 1 to 10 or 1 to 100?
Probably midnight.
Me as Harvey, my experience, 1,000.
How would I rate my satisfaction on the show? 1,000,000%.
100 million.
100.
6 a.m.
Oh, a 10. Oh, 10, absolutely. Oh, I mean, a show like this is so rare these days where it's just a funny, hard comedy.
We're a bunch of people dressed as vampires, pretending to be vampires for 6 seasons.
There's so much about the guide that people don't know as I'm leaving that they won't get to know. And I don't think it's fair for me to have to get that all done at the exit interview.
I completely understand.
Thank you.
Describing in 3 words, working on Shadows.
Life-changing.
Incredible, surreal, dark.
Best time ever.
Is there anyone you would love to work with again?
Hopefully, all of them. The show was, I think, was blessed with 2 things. A fantastic cage, which in terms of comedy is really important. If you get that right, then you can make sort of countless series. And the fact they couldn't leave the house was the sort of genius behind it. And the fact that they were not of this world and not of this time, like I said before, gave them license to say whatever they wanted and to do whatever they wanted. And that was a godsend. A godsend is a terrible way of describing it, but you know what I mean.
I think, people love watching it and rewatching it, and it's so detailed, and there's so many things that you might miss a first time or a second time or a 5th time. So it rewards repeat viewing, and it better, because we're not making any more. So one day it's your first day of school, and then the next is like your leavers party, and everything that happened in between was good memories.